Vast open spaces of native landscape like this are becoming an increasingly rare thing to find these days in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. Highways, housing developments, shopping centers, and all the other trappings of modern society make it difficult for residents to connect to the natural history of the area. However, 20 minutes northwest of downtown Fort Worth, there are 3,621 acres of land that make up the Fort Worth Nature Center and Refuge. Here, visitors can hike on over 20 miles of trails, view migrating birds, canoe and kayak in the Trinity River, and experience a host of other outdoor activities. Ensuring that the Nature Center is maintained and that all these opportunities stay available to visitors is a big job and falls to a small team of staff and a dedicated group of volunteers known as the Natural Guard. Natural Guard members arrive at the Nature Center on Thursdays and Saturdays to volunteer, and anyone who has spent time at the Nature Center has seen the fruits of the group's labor. Maintaining trails, building bridges, and helping operate a greenhouse are just a few things that the Natural Guard may assist with during a session. In the process, Natural Guard members have the chance to learn about the land, escape the hustle and bustle of their working lives, and perhaps most importantly, connect with like-minded folks and make friends. Wayne Clark, a former director at the Nature Center, established the Natural Guard program in 1987.
We started out calling it the Natural Guard at that time, and that came from another place I used to work at, and we were just kind of joking around and came up with the name as something, kind of a marketing thing to some extent, but had some meaning as well. But they were here to actually help protect the environment on the Nature Center, and the name caught, and we had a good turnout, and it just kind of grew from there.
Soon after the founding of the Natural Guard, staff at the Nature Center formulated plans to extend the hiking trail system. Expanding these trails and creating a pleasing environment for visitors meant exploring and cleaning up some severely neglected areas. The most challenging cleanup project was the removal of a tire dump on the property.
It was really nasty work because every one of those tires had about a gallon of organic ooze. There's no telling what was in those tires. Some new form of life, no doubt. And so when, end of the day, we would, from about the neck down, whatever we were wearing was just brown. Just this ooze, everything. Your shoes were soaked. There was no way to handle them without getting soaked. And it took us about a month of weekends to get all the tires out of there. We hauled a little over 16,000 tires out.
Despite the taxing work, volunteers kept coming back and made light of the difficult job.
They actually enjoyed it. I think it was an experience. It was an adventure. And I always tried to kind of have as much fun as possible with the Natural Guard, keep a little humor going. So we developed all kinds of systems, from throwing the tires like frisbees to a big rolling relay. And we just, we sometimes sing crazy, make up songs.
The Natural Guard's ability to instill humor and camaraderie in the most difficult tasks continues today. As Natural Resource Manager and Natural Guard Coordinator Rob Denkhaus explains, the jovial attitudes amongst volunteers coupled with hard work can lead to lasting friendships.
That's actually my favorite part about it, the whole program. And like I said, they're usually like-minded people. And I think what you find with people who are really into the outdoors is they may not be your most extroverted people. And so making friends and relationships is not always the easiest thing for us. So they come out here and they have shared interest and stuff, and they work side by side, and the old idea of eating together, building relationship, well, we sweat together. And so when you work like that, you take down a lot of barriers, and these people become friends.
Conservation and restoration of natural North Texas landscapes are a major part of the Nature Center's mission, and Natural Guard volunteers spend many hours supporting that mission. With hands-on projects, they learn the intimate details of North Texas ecology and landscapes in a way no book could ever teach. Natural Guard member Lonnie Aker has been applying those lessons to her own garden since she began volunteering in 2008.
I've learned a lot. I was very black-thumbed before, and now I have a garden growing at home and mostly Texas native plants. So the friends keep me coming back, the friends I've made, and also what I'm doing. I'm trying to help make sure that this place is still here for my grandkids to come to and learn. Coming out here, it's a time for me to basically relax and unwind. I get a lifting of my spirits to be able to get through to the next week and come back the following weekend and get relaxed all over again.
Carla Casanova is another veteran of the Natural Guard. After 9 years of service, she's become the group's most active member. Carla works as a deaf education teacher assistant in the Fort Worth School District during the school year, which limits her volunteering time to Saturdays only. However, during the summer, Carla is at the Nature Center up to 3 times a week to assist the staff with whatever tasks they need done.
I like working different areas. I like to do trail trimming and fence work, feeding the bison. And the greenhouse, moving plants to bigger and bigger pots until they're ready to be planted. There's a lot of different places to go. I enjoy it very much.
You'd be amazed at what all you see out here that you ain't gonna see somewhere else, you know. And I mean that's a big thing. It's nice, you know. It beats sitting in the city looking at buildings all day long, you know. Come out here, it's fresh, clean air, you know. You see alligators and all kinds of stuff out here.
Buster Gordon grew up near the Nature Center, but didn't begin volunteering with the Natural Guard until after completing court-ordered community service hours. Buster was allowed to fulfill these hours at the Nature Center, and the staff soon recognized his construction talent and work ethic and encouraged him to volunteer after finishing his hours. Buster is now a regular during Saturday morning volunteer sessions and has come to understand just how meaningful his time spent volunteering truly is.
Life to me was, you know, I've done some things, you know, and I mean, I feel like giving it back, you know. I grew up running around out here, you know. Well, now it's part of a park, and, you know, making it nicer for kids that are coming out now is, you know, that's a big, there's accomplishment, and, you know, you do things not for yourself.
Natural Guard volunteers are truly the Nature Center's benefactors. Paid staff, and to a great extent experienced volunteers, make sure that the Natural Guard's donations of time and effort are put to good use, creating a positive experience for Nature Center visitors.
We're very fortunate at this point in time that we have our full-time refuge management staff numbers 4 people, which is the most it's ever had. However, with 3,600 acres of land and 20+ miles of trail, that if you do the math on it with 4 people, you're not going to even lay eyes on most of the property in the course of a month. So it just simply gives us much more manpower. And those ones that come back repeatedly, they begin to take a leadership role. They actually know what to do. So they're increasing their impact just by knowing what we're doing, how we're going to go about doing it. So basically they allow us to accomplish far more than we could with paid staff.
Justin Fisher started volunteering at the Nature Center before learning how to drive. Trips to the Nature Center with his dad sparked interest in the outdoors, and soon he became a Natural Guard member.
Well, volunteering here for several years is what actually made me consider a career in conservation. Being out here, seeing what it takes to actually make a difference. And after being here for several years, I met Rob, and he started telling me about the internships that they offer here. And when I was about 18, 19 years old, he told me I should consider applying. And because he saw the interest I had for conservation. If you come out here and volunteer more than once a month, they know that you have a sincere, you know, commitment to conservation. And that's what really got me started.
Justin is now a student at the University of North Texas, where he studies the environment and is also an intern at the Nature Center. This position has afforded him many opportunities to take what he's learned from the Natural Guard and apply it in leading volunteer efforts.
A big part of being an intern is actually doing what we do in Natural Guard, but the higher level, which is actually coordinating and coming up with your own projects. I've had the chance to actually come up with some restoration projects and things like that, and I coordinate volunteers, which it gives me good experience.
The changing landscape will forever require the planning, hard work, and new ideas of passionate individuals. There are always ongoing projects that need attention, as well as new projects to be done at the Nature Center that benefit both the land and the experience of visitors.
You know, we have a whole notebook of things that we call our monthlies, things that have to be done every month that Natural Guard helps with, just the 20 miles of trail checks and maintenance there, fence lines, and just all that. This is a living environment. It's very dynamic, so there's always things occurring that Natural Guard helps us to solve problems and to create new opportunities for the visitors. We've got a new concept to try to branch out with the Natural Guard to tie into the Natural Guard name. We're calling it a Weekend Warriors thing. It's actually going to be a weekend long. People come on Friday and stay till Sunday. We'll be camping and getting more hours of work out of them, but they're going to get to do something that folks don't get to do at the Nature Center, which is camp. And there'll be a huge social aspect to it and opportunities to do nighttime canoeing and those kind of things, some fun stuff tied into it as well.
The contribution of a few hours of time on Thursday or Saturday morning with the Natural Guard is enough to ensure that these few thousand acres of native North Texas will always be welcoming and accessible for everyone in the Metroplex. As Natural Guard founder Wayne Clark puts it, the Nature Center truly is on par with other famous Fort Worth institutions and represents a unique and rewarding experience for visitors.
You start to get into the museum concept to some extent about the whole land as museum, as art, as natural art, and you have to take care of that. You know, down at the Kimball or the Carter, they have people that actually work on the art. They keep it preserved or restore it, touch it up, whatever. And in some senses, we're doing the same thing here. It's just a much bigger canvas, and there's so much work to be done here. When Rob is old and retired and everything, there'll be new people stepping in, and we still won't have the job finished. But eventually, this place will be a showcase of North Texas environment.